I'm thinking back to when your Detroit Pistons team kind of came together, the NBA champion team. And I look at the game tonight in the series between Toronto and Philadelphia. And I'm going to stick with Philadelphia because it's a couple young guys and Ben Simmons, obviously, Joel Embiid. But then you bring in the Jimmy Butler, the Tobias Harris, and you're saying that here's some guys still developing that chemistry. How did you guys develop that chemistry kind of pretty quickly to a point where if there's some advice you can give Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, because these two guys have been so up and down in this series, and I think we expect more from them. So what advice would you give these guys in especially a Game 6 situation?
Well, first of all, you got to understand that when you're in the playoffs, right, I think Larry Brown used to always say to us, right, this is a cool analogy about the whole thing. He used to say, all right, you know what, when we get to the playoffs, guys, hey, understand this. They already picked their all-star team. Believe it. They already picked – the all-star's over. Right. They already had our all-stars out there, right? Certain guys are picked, certain guys aren't. They already got in their mind the votes when it comes to all NBA teams and everything else, right? Everybody's playing for one thing right now, and that's winning a championship. So it's not about your individual success. It's how can you make your teammates better, and how can you be productive on the floor doing what you do at the best of your ability. Don't do someone else's job or, try to critique someone else out there on your team. Play your game, and I'll put you in all the right spots on the floor. Don't worry about all the outside noise. And when you're a young team, when you're a young group, there's always a lot of outside noise that can affect your game on the court, right? They could be saying like, all right, you know what, Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, this is your team now. You guys should be getting more shots than Jimmy Butler and Tobias Harris, right? And they should be building around that. That's outside noise that can affect a young team. I do feel like, hey, you know what, chemistry-wise, they have got better over the season, but they're still not there. Some games the Sixers look great. Some games the Sixers look all right, And I think a lot of that has to be with chemistry, still learning each other, because they arguably got probably the second best starting five in the league.
Right.
And most of these guys, when you're talking about Jimmy and Tobias, they were alpha dogs on their teams, like guys that they will run their offense, leading scorers. And now you're coming on a team now that probably has one of the most dominant players in our game, and Joel Embiid, a guy that can demand the ball every time down the floor, right? So it's similar to my Pistons team. We were good, right?
Right.
Without Rasheed Wallace. But when we got Rasheed Wallace, man, we were great. we were unstoppable. Like being Chauncey Denton used to come off pick and rolls and pin downs and like, oh, they can't double team us now? Why? Because they got to worry about Rasheed on the flare. You got to watch Rasheed ducking in, and you always got to worry about Ben going to the offensive glass. So now you got five guys on the court that can all play that teams got to be aware of. So I think that if with the Sixers, understand, hey, it's okay to make the hockey pass out there. It's okay for someone else to run the offense. It's okay for me maybe to come out and take 5 or 6 shots and only have 10 points, because I got 3 other guys on this team or 4 other guys on this team that can go out and give me 30 or give me 40. So it's not all about the individuals. It's all about the team.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.